under 10 minutes with Anthony, our host, and Jen Cherney, me. Um, why don't you talk about change from a meat eater into a vegetarian?
I'm assuming you're talking about how I'm a vegetarian as opposed to eating meat.
Yes, that's correct.
And well, in bodybuilding, that is a lot more challenging to get the amount of protein if you're not eating typical animal meats and getting the fats, the animal fats. You have to be a little bit more creative. I'm not a vegan. I'm a vegetarian and I eat eggs, and I do every once in a while I'll have some dairy. I don't drink milk or anything like that, but whey protein, sometimes yogurt. My protein is usually a mix of pea protein and whey, so that it creates a lot more challenges because obviously you can eat a piece of lean red meat and that you're getting all the creatine and you're getting the protein from that. For me, when I got ready for this last contest, my only protein sources were eggs, egg whites, pea protein, and then whatever I got from my carbs. There's some protein. It's not complete, but you get some protein from like oatmeal, quinoa, kale, things like that. So you have to be a little bit more creative. It's easy for me. I just feel like I digest not eating meat much better. But the main thing is I'm not really into killing animals. I'm one of these animal lover hippie guys, and I'd rather just eat something off a tree than kill something for me to eat.
So would you eat a rabbit if it grew on a tree?
What are those things? Those peeps during Easter, the yellow things that are kind of marshmallow based. I do eat those sometimes. Not too many of them, but.
Okay, would you call it an evolution or a devolution of Anthony?
Well, I mean, I don't really see a point. I mean, these chicken breasts and stuff are kind of gross, and I mean, it's much easier if you don't have any problem eating animals. It's much easier to be a bodybuilder, eating chicken breast, some lean red meat, fish, things like that. It's much easier to get your protein that way.
Do you miss a taste of certain meats?
The one red meat that and this wouldn't be a diet red meat, but the one red meat that I used to really enjoy was prime rib. And especially if it was prepared, where it was tender and, maybe in between medium rare and medium, that little fine line there. I do miss that. But as far as like chicken and stuff, if I never ate a chicken breast again, which I don't intend to, I ate more chicken than like the Doors Jim Morrison song. I ate more chicken than any man ever seen through the years. So
there was an incident where you almost beat up a guy over a chicken.
Are we going to talk about that?
No, I don't have to.
I know it was kind of shocking, and what happened was, and we won't name who this guy was, but we were filming the 5 Men movie. We were doing a scene, and it was early in the morning, and there were still some homeless guys around, and this guy was being kind of, get out of here, we're making a movie kind of thing. And I was just kind of like, just leave him alone. But he started in on these chickens, and he acted like he was going to kick this chicken. And, I didn't know what else to do other than, because I was afraid he was going to hurt this chicken in front of me. And if he did, I was going to lose my marbles and attack this guy. And that's the last thing any of us wanted. And I just was like, stop, man, just stop. And he kept, what are you protecting? And I was like, look, dude, if you don't stop, I'm going to beat you up right now. And Jan had never seen me kind of act like that. And the guy ended up leaving, and Jan had to go talk him back. And Jan was mad at me that I ruined the whole shoot and everything else. But I don't like to see that. If I'm watching TV or something and it's a thing where another animal's going to eat an animal, I change the channel. If they have the thing for the humane society and it's this dog, I can't change it quick enough. I just don't want to see it. It's very upsetting to me. It's upsetting the thought of since I was the smallest child, my parents used to have to, tell me it was just fake and all that when they'd show any animal getting hurt or injured. And so I knew what my reaction was going to be if this guy did something to this chicken in front of me. I was going to attack this dude, and I might be in jail now for it. So I'm glad that so I just wanted to just warn him and just say, look, just stop, man. I don't know how else to stop, tell you to stop, or I'm just going to physically harm you right now, dude.
What about your gladiator roots and like killing lions and tigers in the arena?
I don't think I came from that. I think I came from more the people that were like painting the buildings or making the sculptures, more the artistic types. I just don't have that in me. And I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's just, to me, animals are just, they do their own thing, and if they never interacted with humans, that would be fine with them. I don't understand people that want to do anything. And dogs are different. There's a nice relationship between men and dogs. Or
you do have a couple dogs, right?
I do. I have 2 German Shepherd females that I like to bring out here sometimes and swim out here with the White Street Pier when it's low tide and sandbars. But they're going to be 11 in April, and that's starting to get up there in years for any dog, much less a German Shepherd. Now I've kept them really thin, and they eat an exclusively raw food diet, so I do have to buy chicken to feed them.
Aha.
But I feed them leg quarters. I should probably do a little video and show how they eat the leg quarters and stuff. But yeah, and the thought of their days coming to an end, I mean, is absolutely, I don't know how I'm going to deal with that. I don't know. I mean, I maybe I should start seeking a therapist now or whatever, what I'm going to do when that day comes. One of them is starting to get slow going up the steps, and, I've been messing around giving them some of that cannabis oil.
So what about that serial killer dog you have?
Yeah, this one of my dogs, Shotzi, which is more my dog, she's a German Shepherd that her ears never stood up. So she has like a real puppy look, and people think she's very puppy. But, man, I mean, this dog would kill more creatures, and especially when I lived in Orlando and in the backyard and stuff. And it was horrible. I'd always have to go out there and try to help these creatures, and there was all kinds of incidents that she had. She's has a very high prey instinct, which a lot of German Shepherds have. And I feed them the chicken and stuff. It's so gross to me to buy that chicken and to feed them the chicken, but I do it out of love. It's certainly, I mean, I wash my hands like 10 times after because I buy those bags of leg quarters, and they crunch right through the leg quarters and everything. And in Orlando, I used to go to a meat market, and I'd buy a case. I'd buy 40 pounds of leg quarters and feed them that, and they eat that, and it brushes their teeth. I've kept their weight. They're females. They probably weigh 60 pounds at best. They're not overweight to try to, I was foreseeing problems with their hips and joints and things like that, so I wanted to keep them as light as possible. The bones, are what naturally clean their teeth. Only in emergency situations have I ever fed them dog food, and so I mean, it's not my thing to buy that gross chicken. Sometimes it's so cheap that sometimes the chicken will still have like feet on it and stuff like that. Like they don't even take the feet off.
So we can say more love for dogs than fellow human beings, especially when the chicken's involved.
No. But as far as what I would do with, like contest prep, or, when I'm not in contest prep, I eat a lot more carbs, only because I have an active job, and when I'm not on my job, I'm in the gym lifting weights, or I'm swimming in the ocean out here, so I stay pretty active. So I eat a lot of sweet potato. I don't eat as much protein. when I was getting ready for these last bit of contests and I was cutting the carbs down a little bit, my main source was egg whites and whole eggs and pea protein, and I'd usually make a couple shakes with pea protein, mixture of pea protein, whey protein, some kale to get the greens in there, a little bit of oatmeal, and just water with that. And then I would have a couple egg meals with 4 whole eggs and a cup of egg whites, and mix that with either quinoa or sweet potato with some onions and some spinach in there. Always get the greens in there. And then at night I'd always have a last shake, and instead of drinking the shake, I would mix 2 scoops of pea protein, 1 scoop of whey protein, whey isolate, mix it into like a paste, and then add a couple tablespoons of natural peanut butter and whip that into, and it was a nice little treat, and there was just trace carbs in that, more, the fat from the peanut butter and the protein, and that was it. My carbs are always centered around my workout, before and after workout, and my work day. And I wean off the carbs as the day goes on. They just, they're just performing a function for me of just being my energy source. Nighttime, when all I got left to do is go to bed, I'm not going to take a big thing of carbs. It's pretty simple that way.
So, well, before we get out of here, is there anything new with the upcoming movie 5 Men?
Yes, of course, we're still have to tie some loose ends and finish the filming of that. But the biggest thing is the song that I co-wrote with you, Jan, and John Carlo, Mangrove Man, is on iTunes. So you can actually go out and on iTunes and for a nominal fee, download the first hit single from the 5 Men movie, Mangrove Man. And we've already shot a video for it, which, in the next few days I'll put it out there. We'll put it on YouTube and stuff, and put it on Facebook where you guys can view it. And if you dig the tune, buy the tune, man. We're working hard. It's a Mangrove Man, and that's my alter personality. Mangrove Man doesn't eat any meat whatsoever. He doesn't eat any eggs. He just, other than that iguana he ate that time in the video, but that didn't count.
Can you tell us more about the lyrics and what kind of what made you come up with that particular song?
Yeah, there's the whole idea of the Mangrove Man character was, a lot of us we go through certain lows in our life, and some people unfortunately get really low and end up on the street, and I see it here, and I see guys they're living off the street or living in the mangroves or whatever they do. And there was a time when that dude was born, that was somebody's kid that sat, they sat next to this kid in school or something like that. Oh, I went to school with that guy. Something went wrong somewhere that he's here. And, everybody's got a story, man. And it just kind of, I just took that character, named him Mangrove Man, and gave him a story, a backstory, we pass these guys every day on the street, man, and they got a sign up or they're leaned against the wall. But somewhere that dude had a story, somewhere that dude had a mom and dad or sister or brother, or he, when he played high school baseball or whatever, what was that dude's story?
Okay, so a couple of weeks ago, you gave me lyrics for the new song, Axel song.
Right.
Well, Mangrove Man song took us probably like 6 months to put together, mixing and mastering and everything. So hopefully this will go faster. But what can you tell us about the Axel song?
Yeah, I just I like to write stories and write poetry and stuff, and then I just look how that can go with these different characters in our movie. And Axel's kind of a cop that at one time was straight line and did everything by the book, and then some unfortunate accidents have, slowly but surely taken him to the dark side. And that's another real life experience with people where, you don't go from good to evil. It's usually a slow process, and then one day you woke up and you're like, man, how the hell did I get here? How did I, when did I become this evil dude? And that's kind of the thing with the Axel song, the part of the lyrics. And we got another one I've been working on too for the chief of police, the Connor one, and I wanted this to be more punk based. I always kind of like punk.
So we'll work on it. We'll get together and kind of try to come up with some beat.
Yeah, because how we work on it, of course because you're one half of what works on it, or a third of what works on it. I come up with the story and the lyrics outline, and Jan and Giancarlo, Jan with the guitar, Giancarlo with the voice and the musical and everything. They put the music kind of together. Now we've done it, and I kind of give them an idea. I want this one to be more rock based, or this one to be, and they kind of, so they put that together. And we actually had another version of the. I thought it was my hair. I thought it was a German Shepherd puppy right there, by the way. But we had another version which I really like, which was done by a local singer here, kind of a famous local singer that we put in our movie, Carrie Daly.
And we'll come up with that song also pretty soon. We'll put it up on YouTube.
Yeah, it was totally different. It was, I don't know what that genre would be called, but the Mangrove Man song is kind of like Alice Cooper type rock is what it sounds like to me, which, Ballad of Dwight Fry.
That's an honor, actually, to call that.
Yeah, so it's good. That's part of the beauty of living down here, and one of the big reasons I live down here. It's very artistic, I lift weights and I compete in bodybuilding shows, but I also hang out with people that run art galleries or put paintings in art galleries, people that perform music, movie making people, just, like you did the Nutcracker, we can do all that stuff down here. We're on an island. We're not worried about rush hour traffic or keeping up with the Joneses or whatever. We're just doing our thing. You work, you make some money. We do, it's my kind of paradise down.
So this is another evening down here in Key West. It's getting pretty dark since it's been over for about 20 minutes.
Beautiful,
I would say. Beautiful view. What's the update with your back?
The back is much improved. I wouldn't say it's 100%. I'd say maybe 80%. I still haven't trained legs in like a month, but I was actually at the gym before I came here to do this. Can you tell how pumped up I am?
Okay, we'll skip that one. But so how do you see this coming up? Bodybuilding season. Then, are you going to be ready?
Yeah, one of my plans. I had tentatively planned to do the universe, but that's not going to happen. I don't think I'm too far behind. So I think I'm going to do the Florida State. It's been many, many years since I've competed in the Florida State. I would like to do something in South Florida, somewhere either right before or right after that. And then I'm going to compete in California in November. Sacramento Pro out there, Sacramento Pro Amateur. Go out to California,
Okay, so that's all time we have. This has been double time with Anthony since we skipped the last week. So see you next time.
Yes, looking forward to it. We'll have some more updates for you.